Okay, we're going to do a question on frequency density. This is question 4, and the question concerns 60 girls who have run a race. 13 girls have taken between 200 and 300 seconds to run the race. 40 girls have taken between 300 and 380 seconds to run the race, and 7 girls have taken between 380 and 450 seconds to run the race. And the question says, draw a histogram to represent the times taken by the girls. Now, a histogram should always have frequency density along the y-axis, going vertically. And frequency density is the frequency divided by the class width. The class width is the upper class boundary, take away the lower class boundary of the class interval. Now, if you look at these class intervals go from 200 to 300, that one ends at 300, this one begins at 300, and where the first one ends and the second one begins are the class boundaries. So the class width is the upper class boundary, take away the lower class boundary, 300, take away 200 is 100. Here, 380 take away 300 is 80, and here, 450 take away 380 is 70. And frequency density is the frequency divided by the class width. So in this column, frequency density, frequency is 13 divided by 100, which is 0.13. In this column, 40 divided by 80 is 0.5. The frequency divided by the class width in this one, 7 divided by 70 is 0.1. So the frequency density is going to be the y-axis of this histogram. So first of all, I'm going to label it. I'll just turn the paper around and label it so that the examiner can read it. And now I'm just going to put the scale at the side. Now our smallest value is 0.1 and our largest is 0.5. I'm not going to make the histogram difficult for me to plot, so I'm going to use nice easy numbers. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and 0.5. So the first one is 0.3. So I'll just put a little dot there. Sorry, 0.13. I'll just put a little dot at 0.13. So 0.13 will be about there. That will help me draw the bars. There's the 0.13 there. I'm going to put a little dot at 0.5, which is all the way up here. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. And a little dot at 0.1. And there are the 3 dots. And now I'm just going to mark the boundaries. So the boundaries of the first one, 200 to 300. Of the second bar will be 300 to 380. There. And the third one and last one finishes at 450. So that's that there. And now I'm in a position to draw my bars. So the first bar goes from 200 to 300 and goes up 0.13. So there's my 0.13. If I draw the bars up, there's the first one. There's the second one. Draw the line across and down. There's my first bar. Not brilliant, but you'll do it better than that. The second bar goes from 300 to 380 and it goes up to 0.5, which is up here. So 300 to 380. There. Just draw the ruler. There's my second bar. There's the top of my second bar there. And the last one goes from 380 to 450, and that just goes up to 0.1. So there's 0.1. That's where it finishes. Just take a ruler and draw that across there. Draw it down. And there's my histogram. Now the last bit of the question says, estimate how many girls took more than 150 seconds to run this race. Now the area of the bars under a histogram, the total area is equal to the total frequency. And the area of each bar is equal to the frequency of each of the bars. So the area of this is equal to 13 people. The area of this first bar is equal to 13 people. The area of the second bar is equal to 40 people. And the area of the third bar is equal to 7 people. And it says estimate how many people took more than 350 seconds to run this race. So what we actually need is this area here. Now we know that this bar here is worth 7 people. So all we've got to do is work out how many this bar is equal to. If you count the squares, you've got 35 little squares here. 35 squares equals 7 people. Therefore, 5 squares is equal to 1 person, and here you've got 75 little squares. So to find the number of people, the sum we've got to do is 75 divided by 5, because each 5 squares is 1 person. 5 into 7 goes 1, 5 into 25 goes 5, so there's an estimate of 15 girls.